Take off your armor, friend of mine. I have no arrows, but I got time. All your sorrow keeps you glued to your seat. Can we get you out of your head and into your feet? And it's not that the rest of us don't have the blues. It's just that some dance partners need a dance partner too. Is that you? Take off your armor, let down your hair. You could sit on your hands or you could get closer if you dare. And it's not that the rest of us don't have to fight for every bit of love and every bit of light. Tonight is Friday night.
They come play and stay back.
Warning. Swearing may be used on this stream cause we're grown. If you are easily offended, tighten up. Content provided on this stream is intended for entertainment purposes only. It should not be construed as legal or medical advice, and should not be relied upon or acted upon, without retaining proper counsel. No copyright infringement and no commercial benefits intended. All copyright belongs to rightful owners. With that mouthful being said, buckle up.
Hey guys, what's up? What's up? We're back. Welcome back to effectively season 2, episode 1 of the FTC Showcase. I am your host, Tanya Vital. I am a UK actor and content creator. I've done things like Ka-Ching, Emmerdale, Casualty, Pennyworth, Red Sparrow, and created content for a number of various platforms. FTC Showcase, FTC stands for Foot Culture. Let me just turn this audio down a touch. FTC stands for Foot Culture. Foot Culture is effectively for the culture in our regional dialect. Foot Culture is a digital arts platform that was created under lockdown to empower underrepresented artists, particularly in the north of the UK, where I am from, if you couldn't tell by the accent. What's up, Sid? Sup? What's up, Flower Shade? So we've got a few things to go through before we start the show. Effectively, this is our first episode of season 2. So if you're new to the series, and you want to showcase your work, if you are an artist that falls into any of the protected characteristics, for example, race, gender, sexuality, disability, and you feel that you are underrepresented in your field, we want you on this show. You can contact us here at this email. If you can see that, it's fortculturewy@gmail.com, and we will try our best to get you on the show. Tonight we are live on Twitch. It's Thursday the 13th of August. What I reveal tonight, some of the information may not be relevant after tonight, because I know some of you will be catching the repeat on Facebook or Instagram, or yes, I can stream the whole goddamn show to Instagram. If you want to learn how to do it, hit me up. So if you're catching the show on any of the other platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, some of the information that I reveal tonight may not be relevant anymore. But we still appreciate that you're watching, and we'd love you to come over to Twitch so that you can get involved in the live chat with us here. The chat is banging. So please keep watching us wherever you can, but if you can follow us on Twitch, that would be amazing. We've got a bit of housekeeping to do tonight. As I said, first episode back. It's been a long time. We've revamped the programme, and I've had a holiday. And when I say a holiday, I don't mean I've been anywhere. No, I've not left the house. I've had a break because it's a lot. I'm doing a lot of this on my own, and doing a show every week was killing my ass, so I had a little bit of a break. Oh, guys, yo, you seen my hair? What you saying, Brad Mundo? Bleach the shit on my own for the second time. Look, you can see my scalp. That's how white it is. So yes, I've had a holiday and I bleached my hair. So some housekeeping before we get into the show. We need to change the platform name, guys. Oh, I know. Really sorry. Let me get rid of these adverts. Hold on now. God damn. About 5 million adverts. Yeah, so we need to change the platform name. Let me explain what I mean. Essentially, the shows are going to stay the same. The shows are going to keep their name. But we created this platform essentially for a showcase. And since then, it's grown into many shows. So we have the FTC Showcase, which we're doing tonight. We have FTC Chats now, which is like an interview-based episode. We have Tanimaniac's anime podcast, and we need a 4th show for the month. So those shows will stay the same, but we need to change the name of the platform. It just helps to streamline all the social media. If you notice, on Twitch it's under Taniel San, on Facebook and Instagram it's Foot Culture, and then I've got my own personal stuff. So we need to think of a new name for the platform and then keep the shows as their various aliases. So if you have any ideas for names for the platform, again, email me here at fortculturewy@gmail.com. I'm thinking of going with Tan TV. I was going to go with FTC TV, but that's already in use. For the Culture's already in use. So yeah, if you think Tan TV is good, hit me up in the chat. If you've got any better ideas, email me here. So yeah, so we're going to change the name of the platform. Help us name the platform. What else? Yeah, so this is a new program. This is the first episode of season 2. The month is broken up into themes. So rather than every week it being the FTC Showcase, we have a different theme every week. It just helps me, you know, be able to produce all of this on my own. So week 1 is FTC Chats, which is the interview-based episode. If you were with us last Thursday, we had Sam Frey from Bougie Media and Beyond the Brontes. So FTC Chats will essentially be discussions with somebody from the TV industry, or, you know, media industry, giving us their information basically, and it will be a black or brown person or somebody who's underrepresented in their field. Week 2 is FTC Showcase tonight. Week 3 is the show that we need to name, guys. So if you have an idea for a show and you want to stream it, hit me up. Let me put the email back on, man. Because we've got an empty slot for week 3 on Thursdays of the month. I'm trying to get my friend Tashan to do a sports segment because she's really into basketball. I've got some things in the pipeline to do a political segment, but that's not ready yet. It could be community chat, it could be celebrity gossip, whatever you want to do. If you've got an idea for a show, I have a slot for you. So hit me up in the email here. That will be week 3, and then week 4, Tanny Maniacs Anime Podcast. Can't wait to get them girls back on again. I love them too. Okay, that's all the housekeeping stuff. Oh my god, it feels like the first show. It's been such a long time. We've got a sick lineup for you tonight. I've curated a really sick list. I'm sweating my fucking ass off, yo. It's hotter than a motherfucker in this bitch. So if I start slurring, it's because I'm sweating. But yeah, so our first guest of season 2, episode 1 is Darka. He's somehow become our resident artist, my little bro. He's not my little bro by blood, I've explained this already. He's one of my best friend's little brothers, but he's my brother, you know. Then we've got Mandla, we've got Eli K, aka Heartless Kid. We have Sid Akbar Ali, one of my good friends. We've got Ntantu again, who's coming in with a different genre this week. The last time he came on and did an interview and shared his music. This week he's sharing his filmmaking. We've got RSWT, a music artist, hip hop and drum and bass MC. We've got Musufing, who is a poet. And then to play us out, we've got RSWT with his block to block set. So we've got a sick lineup. But if you noticed, hey Secretary, I see you, sir. Thank you for joining the stream. If you've noticed, the lineup tonight is predominantly male presenting or identifying. I really struggled to find female presenting or identifying artists this week. That might be on me, or it may just be that male presenting identifying artists shout about their stuff more. I don't know what it is, but if you are a female identifying presenting artist and you want to showcase your work, please hit me up. Again, here is the email. I really kind of want to balance the energies and showcase as many underrepresented artists as we can. My nightbots say Wagwan. Sakate is like Wagwan. Sakate is my streaming friend from across the pond. All right. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into our lineup. It's gonna be a good one. All right, make sure you got your drinks, you got your snacks, you're all comfortable. Here we go. So Darka, for those of you who don't know, who are new to the show, Darka is a Bradfordian artist, a music producer, an events producer and youth worker. He regularly collaborates with DJs, performers and creatives, both Yorkshire-based and from all over the UK. His music events have long provided safe and secure functions for the forgotten youth in our communities. His piece that he's sharing tonight is called The Great Mother. I know he's on all the time, but this guy's work output and ethic is second to none. If you put out work as much and as good as Darka does, you can be on every week too. So The Great Mother, dedicated to all the great mothers worldwide, especially Mother Earth, Mother Nature and the motherland. I'm gonna cry. Thoughts are with those who no longer have their mother in the physical realm but feel her energy every day. We live during a time when, I'm gonna cry, I'm sorry, when male chauvinistic principles rule and destroy our planet and consider females inferior. This behaviour has materialised throughout time via all religious institutions, the banking, financial institutions, the education institution, the working class society, and the social media structure. This song was written from an honorific disposition, showing my appreciation for my mother and all the great mothers in general, who are the source of all life on earth. So, without further ado, here we have Darka and the Great Mother.
You feel me? But I'm telling you to look it up. A woman is born with all the ovate cells she will ever have from the time she's born, meaning she's born with all her potential children.
See, I could go without most, never really want to boast, but you deserve a toast. I could go without peace, don't care about the police, to say the least. I could go without music, you know that I'd lose it, but how could I choose it? The one that I die for makes me want to live more so I can give more. I can make the big apple start rotting when my mind starts plotting, put all that I've gotten. Mum, you're second to nothing when my bubble keeps popping and I want to start stopping. You inspire me to be the higher me. No desired fee, I just admire beats. I'm in the shy streets where buying meets. The supplies needs, I'ma try and see. I set the fire free and through the wide blade. For the great mother, my God, it's no other. Nothing gets above her. Unconditional love. You're my foundation. You held me through creation. Your highness is ancient. Your God like I'm blatant. They can't do what a mother can. Mother Earth, mother's man. We trace back to the motherland. Nothing's like mother's hands. Mother's tricks, mother's tips. What came straight from the mother's ship. Like mother's milk, breast leak. Babies wake out their sleep. Innately know it's time to eat. God like mother's real. Sunday it's revealed. I know you still love your mother's meals. That food on the table. Mum made us stable, but we're living round the Tower Babel. Born without label. When you move Cain, you feel able. In hell it's hard to be like an angel. We put on through a lot. Got our backs no matter what. For them it's gotta stop, for the youth's gotta start. Straight from the heart, mums play the main part. You can tell them that you heard it from dark. For the great mother, my God, it's no other. Nothing gets above her. Unconditional love. You're my foundation. You held me through creation. Your highness is ancient. Your God like I'm blatant.
When you was born into this world, the first entity that you called on, that nature, in your nature was your mama. That's why ancient Egypt is so new. The mother, the great mother. You see what I'm saying?
I'm not taking no away from fellas. Listen when they tell us no time to be jealous. I love being a papa. Before I was a dapper, had to use my napper. I delivered my child. Mine went wild till he cried, then I smiled. But his mama gave birth. He's a son, she's the earth. That's way beyond worth.
We have to understand what we do to that woman from the time she's born until she makes a child has an impression on the child from the time she was born. We are the summation. We are the summation of everything that our mother has gone through from the time she was born. And when black men take that into consideration, we will have our women in more conducive environments, more progressive environments, and take more heed to the emotional aspects of the woman, understanding the effects that it has on her psychologically and her potential children from the time she's born.
You're my foundation. You held me through creation. Your highness is ancient. Your God like I'm blatant.
There's no way I could pay you back. But my plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it.
That was Darka and The Great Mother. So those of you who are new to the show, you will see all the artists that way, socials at the side. We also digitally busk, so we ask that if you can donate to the artists, suggested donations are £3, buy them a coffee. Any donations that we make are shared between all the artists for that show. I understand it's COVID times. A lot of us are out of work, particularly artists. So I understand if you can't donate. But if you can't donate, all we ask is that you follow the artist's socials. You'll see Darka's socials are in the chat there. You can subscribe to his YouTube. You can follow his Facebook, his Instagram. It costs you nothing to do that. But subscribing to somebody's YouTube can help an artist out immeasurably. I've explained this before. Once somebody gets to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, YouTube then monetizes their account, which basically just means that they put adverts on their account, which means that they can earn pennies, but it's better than nothing. So if I understand if you can't donate to the artist, but please subscribe to their YouTube and their Twitter and things like that. It really, really costs you nothing and can help the artist out immeasurably. Okay, so next up we have... Okay, so this person I met under the most excruciating conditions. This person I met at Edinburgh Festival, and there was a group of us, black artists, that all just kind of found each other in the middle of Edinburgh in the worst kind of scenarios and just became really good friends within that little period of time. Edinburgh Festival is fucking hell on earth. But lo and behold, I met this person, and this artist is amazing. Mandla. Mandla is a queer Zimbabwean writer, performer, professional melon destroyer. I don't know what that is, but I would like to see it. They are black. Sorry, let me read this again. They are very black and very tired, and can usually be found trying to make friends with squirrels in Manchester. If you don't get a sense of who Mandla is from that, then I don't know what to tell you. Mandla is sharing 2 pieces with us tonight, Zimbabwe and To the Slaughter. So without further ado, let's get into some Mandla.
Zimbabwe. Your screams are heard on the moon. You are the corpses of stars, more than each diamond ripped from your earth. I once intended to amount to nothing, but you refused. You talked about reclaiming a sense of self from stolen land, inhaled a breath of contaminated air man-made. You tear yourself out of your skin. You will be remembered as a desperation, as a longing. Stitch me into your bones. You have forgiven too much. Teach me sainthood. Wena, who is so deliberate, Wena, who weaved earth and blood into mountains and monuments, Wena, the embodiment of reincarnation. Zimbabwe, your son is weeping. Where have you fled when children scream your name in tongues buried amongst your ancestry to conceal a state of emergency? Claiming your wounds as the spoils. The evolution of mischievous man is burning you alive. Zimbabwe, your bones will rise again.
So that was Mandla's first piece, Zimbabwe. Their second piece is To the Slaughter. Here's To the Slaughter.
To the slaughter. Starving eyes, dancing, dangling, meat. No prayers, straight to fondling. We feast. First, my nails. Insisting they grew too quick, you cut them from me to keep in a box. Silencing shrieks, you kissed it better. Second, you took my hair. God didn't know what to make of Satan. He left him to fend for himself the way a mother weeps over her daughter's misfortune. Third, skinning my phoenix, you assured me that I no longer needed a creature that could so easily turn to dust. You burnt her to ash. Sinners look for solace in each other. Perhaps Delilah didn't know the strength of her scissors. Maybe Lucifer was just a lost child, cast out of his home. Fourth, the disappearance of my voice, and our newest understanding. You would never take my eyes. Fifth, I'd never pictured myself on the counter. I'd assumed that this wasn't the way you handled the pigs or the lambs. I let you by walking willingly to the slaughterhouse. You have to understand, I wasn't myself. And Delilah wept while Samson's blood splattered her naked face. Chin up, arms wide. You left my head on my neck and saved it for last. I shouldn't be here. I was raised to know better.
That was Mandla with Zimbabwe and To the Slaughter. Murderer. Hey, Muyi18. So Muyi18 asked in the chat, asked Mandla, what is this melon destroying all about? And Mandla said that they destroy a melon in a show. So weird and amazing and murderer. Mandla's following. Yes. We might, depending on Twitch guidelines, we might get some melon destroying in on another show. Stick around, find out. Thank you so much for joining us, Mandla, and thank you for the sharing those pieces. You know how much I appreciate you as an artist and as a friend, so thank you. Again, Mandla's socials are in the chat. We ask that you donate if you can. £3, buy them a coffee. If you can't donate, we completely understand, but at least follow their socials, follow their subscribe to their YouTube. They have a YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, that kind of thing. You can call me Mohi. Okay, cool. I gotcha. Thank you once again, Mandla. Next we have Eli K, also known as, or AKA as the kids say, Heartless Kid. So Eli K, hailing from Huddersfield, a place in Yorkshire in the north of England, is 17 years old and started making music in 2018. Oh, Jesus Christ, when did this? I mean, he's already young. 2018, goddamn. He started taking it more seriously this year and teamed up with a producer called, I love this name, Farang Dang, who helped him on his journey to find his sound and voice in music. Eli K and Farang Dang now work together as a team. Just before lockdown, Eli K released his first 2 singles, Time and On My Own, and was supposed to be promoting them and performing them live in Bradford. However, the event was cancelled due to COVID, sadly. But don't worry, Eli K, we got you, brother. We got you on the show. Okay, so during lockdown, however, he was able to shoot a music video for On My Own, which we're going to see now. And he's also working on an album. Mohi says, I want to dye my hair like me. I can, do you know what? That might be the 4th show. How to bleach your hair. I don't know. Let me think about it. I'll send you tips. So here we have Eli K, aka Heartless Kid, with On My Own.
Yeah, I did it on my own now. Yeah, I did it on my own now. Yeah, I did it on my own, now I'm coming with my bros. We're getting all the money, yeah, let's see how it goes. We coming on top, yeah, and we're hitting shows. I'll make it for my fam, and I'll make it for my bro. Yeah, I did it on my own, now I'm coming with my bros. We're getting all the money, yeah, let's see how it goes. We coming on top, yeah, and we're hitting shows. I'll make it for my fam, and I'll make it for my bro. So fuck all the haters, tell them see you later. Making accounts while I'm making all my paper. I'm putting in the time now while I'm on my grind. Dream is coming near now, I can see my shine. Remember all the haters talking down on me, and now they see me in the shows, yeah, I'm tryna blow. So when you see me, don't say I'm your bro. You were fake from the start, bro, you better go. So when I pull up on you, cause you gon' notice me. But where were you at when I was down and beat? So now I'm making bands and I'm making all the fans. It took 2 years now, I'm gonna land. So I'm flexing with my bros and I'm flexing with my fans. Shorty over there with a caramel tan. Yeah, I'll stand up and take a man. Shorty looking bad, she says she a fan. Yeah, I did it on my own, now I'm coming with my bros. We're getting all the money, yeah, let's see how it goes. We coming on top, yeah, and we're hitting shows. I'll make it for my fam, and I'll make it for my bro. Yeah, I did it on my own, now I'm coming with my bros. We're getting all the money, yeah, let's see how it goes. We coming on top, yeah, and we're hitting shows. I'll make it for my fam, and I'll make it for my bro. Yeah, you didn't wanna know me, and now I'm coming up. Now you're in my DMs trying to say what's up, but I don't check my phone unless my money's coming up. So now you know what's up, so now I'm switching on my flow, yeah, and watch it grow. My brother's dripping from the head down to the toes. Eli K, yeah, shutting down the shows. I've gotta move right with the time, so let's go. Yeah, I wanna take flights with my team. With one bad bitch, she my queen. I'm only 16 with a dream. I'm a mixed race Asian in the scene. Yeah, I'm like Roddy Rich, cause I'm ballin'. Me and my bro straight strong, there's no falling. No time for them girls, they keep calling. No time for them girls, they keep calling. Yeah, I did it on my own, now I'm coming with my bros. We're getting all the money, yeah, let's see how it goes. We coming on top, yeah, and we're hitting shows. I'll make it for my fam, and I'll make it for my bro. Yeah, I did it on my own, now I'm coming with my bros. We're getting all the money, yeah, let's see how it goes. We coming on top, yeah, and we're hitting shows. I'll make it for my fam, and I'll make it for my bro. Yeah, I did it on my own, now I'm coming with my bros. We're getting all the money, yeah, let's see how it goes. We coming on top, yeah, and we're hitting shows. I'll make it for my fam, and I'll make it for my bro. Yeah, I did it on my own, now I'm coming with my bros. We're getting all the money, yeah, let's see how it goes. We coming on top, yeah, and we're hitting shows. I'll make it for my fam, and I'll make it for my bros.
That was Eli K with On My Own. Again, I've put his socials in the chat. We ask that you donate if you can. If you can't, follow his socials, his Instagram. I mean, he's how old is he? 17 years old, and he's making music videos and music like that. Mohi's saying they've got a nice kind of new music kind of vibe. Got to tell me your favourite rappers. Okay, so look, don't let the baby face fool you. I'm a grandma, so I'm talking Big Pun, Tupac, Joel Santana, DMX. I'm like old school. I'm going way back. Goody Mob, that kind of shit. All right. Again, that was Eli K. Follow his socials. He's only young. He's got so much more to do and to go to show us. He's for a 17-year-old young person, I'm impressed. Next, we have one of my good friends, Sid Akbar Ali. So Sid is from where I'm from. He's an actor born and raised in Bradford, but living in London, as most of us have to do, because as I've been highlighting, especially with the interview with Sam last week, there are very few opportunities for black and brown artists in our region, so we have to go to London, sadly. But I am trying to change that. Sid wrote and directed his own one-man show called Nikah, which is about forced marriage, but from the male perspective in the South Asian community. I went to see the show and it was really phenomenal. He's starred in 2 award-winning feature films. One being, so many adverts, one being Poltergeist. Poltergeist, you heard that right. So Poltergeist is available now to watch on Amazon Prime. Twitch do an Amazon Prime kind of watch party thing, but it's not available in the UK yet. But as soon as it's available, we're definitely going to do watch party for Poltergeist. But you can watch it at home now. It's available on Amazon Prime. And as a true Yorkshireman, he loves a banging brew. Hey, what's up, Killer? Text, I can never say your name, it's too long. Crazy Killer Leon. Yes. I see you, sir. I see you. So the piece that Sid is sharing with us tonight is called Car, and he is playing the character of Jason. So without further ado, here is Sid Akbar Ali with Car, playing Jason.
The car. The car. The car, the car, the car. The car, the car, the car, the car, the car, the car. The car. The car, I noticed it was red. My old man, he drives a red car. He's always driven red cars. In Japan, so he tells me, they drive white cars. Drive red cars and you're not trustworthy. My dad travels abroad and he always comes back with presents for me and my sister. And he kisses my mum like it's Mister. Like it's really Mister. And then he kisses me and my sister. He gets tears in his eyes and they glisten. You know when mercury breaks out of a thermometer like it's had too much telling to do and it sends its drops? 1, 2, 3, 4... solid drops to the floor. My dad's tears like a mercury drop. And we're all happy to be together. We're a family on the beach holding hands and sharing jokes. My dad tells a joke and I look up at him. I like the way his face spreads when he smiles. In my head, I'm on the beach 1,000,000 times a day, and the happiness gets infectious. I'm desperate for it. Beach life. Give me that happy life on the beach. But in the ground tonight, pulling the trigger, the beach falls in, and my whole life pours into the egg time, my whole left gaping in the crust of the earth. Everything's changed forever.
That was Sid Akbar Ali with Car playing Jason. Again, his socials are in the chat. Please, if you can donate, just buy them a coffee. £3 is a suggested donation, but if you've got 50 pence, a pound, whatever you've got, please, it helps the artists. As you probably know, no theatres are open. A lot of them are going into administration. A lot of them are not opening till next year, which means that we artists are out of work, because we perform live, and live performance is kind of on its arse at the minute. So if you can donate, please do. All donations are shared between artists this week. If you can't, I understand, but at the very least, please follow the artist's socials. So Sid's socials are in the chat here. You can subscribe to his YouTube, which would really help him out if he got to 1,000 subscribers. But if you're not on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, that kind of thing, and go and see them when we can perform live. That's the least thing that we can ask of you. Mohi's in the chat. We're talking about who our favourite rappers are, and asking about performances. So he thought, I'm assuming you're a he, and I shouldn't do that, but was asking if Sid was a storyteller. So we have all genres of performance on this show. We have music, we have digital art, we have traditional painting style art, we have actors, we have singers, we have all different types of genres on the show. Again, if you are an underrepresented artist and you want to share your artistry, hit us up here. Okay, next we have Ntantu. So those of you who've been watching since season 1 and the early shows, yes, I'm a he. Good. Well, remember Ntantu came on with originally he came on with his music, but Ntantu's been busy, and Ntantu has produced a short film called Flight. Now, the film was part of the Writing Britain short film project. The project produces short films written by young people reflecting on their sense of place, belonging, hopes and dreams they have for the future. It was produced by Studio 12 in Leeds in association with Left Eye Blind. Now, a little bit of history on the story. So Ntantu said, I wrote the film at a period in my life where I found myself in a struggle between transitioning from being a part-time creative to working full-time in a job for someone else. I hear that, especially living in London when you're just working to survive. As a creative, I find that we, at the same time, are both extroverted and introverted in nature. The desire to create art is very much alive. There is, however, also an apprehension or perhaps anxiousness about how it may be received when we put on display for the world to see. When I questioned myself about why I was not hitting the goals I had previously set for myself to reach in my career, it dawned upon me that I was constantly battling against time to complete tasks, not allowing myself to enjoy the process. God damn, these interviews, adverts. Not allowing myself to enjoy the process, it took a toll on my morale and well-being. Despite this, when I then reflected on how far I had come since I was a young boy, I realised that my journey is a marathon rather than a sprint, and I could have easily fallen off the rails a long way. I always say, if I'd not been a girl and found acting, I'd have been in hell a lot of trouble. As long as I continue to enjoy the process, it is worth all the time in the world to do what you love. So without further ado, here is Ntantu's short film called Flight.
In the past, I imagined my future would already be here. But the present keeps on ticking, and the seconds aren't giving. There's always another moment to remember where I want to be isn't happening, isn't here. It's not a horizon any longer. It's a memory, one dulling. I grew up here, in a town where the sounds echo. Trees falling down ring like loud metal. No one listened. I realised young that it isn't just the drive that gets you there, it's the wheels you're fitted with. It's the infrastructure that we're born in. I started rapping here, age 12, in a city that raised hell. Music kept me on the straight and narrow. I was raised well. But the Olympics didn't reach my city. The mic and kettle leads didn't quite stretch to Leeds. I didn't want to follow the success of those who came before me. I didn't know then that their triumph was less than 15 minutes, 21 seconds, curtains quit, lights undone. They had a nice run, a sprint finish, but no trophies won. I didn't want to play that game, take part in that sport. I could have been raised on a glass half empty, drunk and thin. Guilty in the morning, greedy in the evening. Bottom is no man's land. It's for everyone. But it was going to be different. It was going to be more than my city. It was going to be its upbringing. And so I go past it. I say I'm going to make it further than this. I'm not going to try and get a mile from this. I'm going to get 1,000 miles from it. I'm going to get louder. I'm going to make you listen. There's no limit to what you can achieve when you set yourself no limits. If you just put your heart and soul in it. The time is ours. Not just hours. Not minutes. It's months and years. It's the present. It's a gift. Our lives are worth living. Our life is a moment. This moment. And the next one coming. Oh.
So that was Ntantu's short film Flight, written and directed by himself, but he's also a music artist, so check out his music. His music's sick. I see Mohi's already subscribed to Ntantu's YouTube. You're a real one for that. It's only a little tiny thing, but that's just one extra person closer to 1,000 subscribers. That means that an out of work artist can be closer to being able to get a few pennies from YouTube ads. That's it. It's the least that you can do. His socials are in the chat. I've put them in the chat. Follow Ntantu. Really talented artist, filmmaker, as you saw, music artist and actor actually, but we'll talk about that another day. Yeah, so that's Ntantu. Donate if you can. I understand, but if you can, please donate. The PayPal's in the chat as well. Yeah. Hit us up with those coin if you got them. All right, so we've come to the intermission. What's up, little Saf? What's up, my guy? Good to see you. The intermission is going to be literally 5 minutes. It's just that I just need to get a drink of water and get a bit of fresh air because I'm sweating like a motherfucker. But literally 5 minutes. But please come back, because after the intermission we've got RSWT, who is an amazing drum and bass hip hop MC, and we've got Musufing, poet. Also, the background music. So shout out to the Midnight. The Midnight recently posted on Twitch that let me put it up. They put this statement out on Twitch, basically saying that the Twitch community can use their entire catalogue of music without fear of DMCA takedowns. So DMCA takedowns, you know, basically getting flagged for copyright issues. So shout out to them for this. And you know, to be honest, if they'd not put out this statement, I wouldn't have gone to check out their music, and their shit slaps. So shout out to the Midnight. As I say, we've got a 5-minute interval. That is all, 5 minutes, and then we're straight back into it with RSWT and Musufing. So come back, get your snacks, get your drinks, go for a wee, do what you need to do, but come back.
Monsters.
Did you know it's possible to generate some additional income through selling products on Amazon? My name's Sophie Howard, and 6 years ago when I started out doing this, I was juggling a day job
Captain,
and
we are being
young
hosted.
children, and I was trying to figure out that, you know, something had to change, but I couldn't work out what it was because I was not making any progress financially by the time I'd gone down to part-time hours and was paying for childcare and commuting still. And I was so tired. I was doing a big job, working hard by day, but then up with babies and toddlers all night, and pretty burnt out and frazzled and exhausted. So I knew something had to change, and I don't know what your situation is, but certainly if you're feeling like work is not as rewarding as it should be for you, and you've always had some inkling that you could start your own thing, then maybe you should have a look at the selling on Amazon business, because this is what I've been doing for 6 years now. Now, the thing that actually got me started was a day where I was in my little cubicle at work, typing away, doing my spreadsheets of whatever it was for the New Zealand government. And I got this text message from the nanny who looked after the children in the daytime, and she was down at the beach in the sun. They were potting around on the sand. And this photo, when I opened it, was just like this whammo wallop moment of something has to change here. I'm not going to be sitting here in my suits typing numbers into a spreadsheet when my kids are down at the beach having fun with someone else. It was just a moment of realisation that something had to change. So I started looking more seriously, because I'd sort of been dabbling for a while, started looking properly for something that I could earn income from whilst being at home with the children. So it had to be a real business, not just some hobby project thing. It had to make money, and it had to fit in with family. And I also had very limited capital and time to get started. So I started my first product on Amazon. It was just a $75 order, and it turned into a really successful product. And there was maybe a bit of beginner's luck there, but thanks to that first product being successful, and I made over $1.6 million in sales in that first year, that let me do a lot of trial and error, test lots of other ideas out for how to pick these winning Amazon products. So 500 products later, I'm pretty confident now I know what I'm doing with choosing those winning Amazon products. And I've actually put it all into this book. So the Amazon Jetstream Income is my book. I'm Sophie Howard, and this shares with you how I choose products, how I partner with Amazon, and how I let them do all the heavy lifting in my business. So I choose the product, but then once the supplier who's made it ships it directly to Amazon, then Amazon does the warehousing, the shipping, and the customer service, and just pays me here in New Zealand every 2 weeks. So it's a great lifestyle business. It's as relatively as passive as income gets, I think, because I spend, you know, minutes, not hours.
Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us, and thank you for the conversation in chat. Okay, so Mohi is asking, let me turn this down, yo. Mohi's in chat asking if we do the show every week. We used to do the show every week. like 2 weeks ago before I had a break. But it's a lot to like curate the artists and create all the overlays for the artists and get all their pieces. So I've changed the program. The program now is that every Thursday of the month is a different theme. So one is FTC Chats. Week 1 is FTC Chats, which is like an interview based thing. If you're wanting to work in the TV and film industry, which I work in, those chats will be about working in the TV and film industry. Week 2 is FTC Showcase, which is what we have tonight. Week 3 is an open slot. I'm still trying to fill the slot for a show, possibly sports based, I'm not sure yet. And week 4 we have our anime podcast. So each Thursday of the month is a different theme. Saturdays and Sundays is pure gaming, and I might game sometimes during the week as well. At the minute we're on The Witcher. My regular guys, I've learned how to play it now, and the game's sick. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, yeah, sick game. We were on LA Noire, and then we went on to Murdered Soul Suspect, but we clocked that shit. So now we're on The Witcher. So yeah, weekends is gaming, and Thursdays is like TV, arts, film industry kind of based stuff. All right, so now we're moving on to an artist, a hip hop and drum and bass artist. Let me just read his biography, okay? So his artist name is RSWT, but I know him as Dion Williams. Dion Williams is an actor. We first met because we worked together on a TV program called Brief Encounters a couple of years ago. Hailing from Nottingham. I know it's not the North, it's Midlands, but he's my boy, so I don't give a shit. He starred in things like Game of Thrones, Troy, Fall of the City, Raised by Wolves, and so much more. But he's also a really accomplished and well-established hip-hop and drum and bass MC. He's brilliant. The piece that we're going to share now, Gemmers, is it Gemmers or Gemmers, whatever it is. Thank you for the follow, appreciate that. The piece that RSWT is sharing next is called Conversation, but at the end of the stream he's got like a little set. It's about 30 minutes, block to block set, and it's pretty sick, so we're going to end on that. But right now we're sharing RSWT and his single Conversation.
Conversation with my mind now. This a heart to heart, so please just sit and listen. I need to know why you're betraying my love. You make me feel crazy like I got no love. You used to be my real man, buddy. We would make up stories to fucking change the world. We could sit with toys the whole day and we'd make a mess, but back then, shit, we could always clean a mess up. Things change, the pain comes. We try to run away, but now the damage is done. We turn to liquor and drugs, smoke until I fall asleep. Record the thoughts that you bring. Pure make me question if I'm sane or not. Been smiling through the pain a lot. Recently been down and out. I don't wanna let my mama down. She said I'm heading for the crown, so I've been crying as I write this. I'm trying to keep me strong, but I feel like my old friend is bound to let me down. Shit, play with fire, you get burnt, and the actions bring a curse. What about the force inside? Cause these fuckers are not mine. We can run away from life, cannot run from what's inside. So we struggle till we die in this motherfucking life. Shit, I miss the mind I used to hate so much. Although my mind has never been a place for love. I'm so grateful for the soul I got. I feel the peace with the music, so fucking turn it up. The mind's diviner than any organ, but it fucks us up. The mind's a mind that let's hush the violence and turn it up. Don't deep the smiles, the happiest person's hurting up. A lost age when we kick back and we burn it up. We're in an age of shit, rap and murder, love. Growing up way too quick and then we learning drugs. Wait, there's an escape to this shit place, a peaceful brain. Damn it, only less one night. Shit, I bring the fire that can't be fired, I hope. My prayers ain't intercepted, I'm interjected, I feel rejected. I feel they try to test me. I'll pass the best and I'll learn my lessons. As years go on, I learn my blessings. But good luck hates me. Fuck love lately. I'm looking at the world, there's no wonder to why I'm crazy. I'm smoking hazy. Flip the script and chill. You could live this life if you fit the bill. My mind's like, fuck their dollars, let's go and make it mine. Mine's like, we'll do everything that we fantasize. Mine's like, we'll make everything that we're dreaming about. Mine's like, fuck your shit, just go and hang to die. I'm stuck up in the middle, listen, Jekyll and Hyde. Shit, not again, we did from that, this weren't a plan. So once again, I search for love, is this the life? We can't predict, so let's go make this movie mine and let's go fly. Smile, light on the world, laugh, cry, be one with ourselves, let's go fly. Smile, light on the world, laugh, cry, be one with ourselves, peace.
So that was RSWT, I know him as Dion, with Conversation, a piece dedicated to male mental health. Again, yeah, mental health, especially at this time, is not something to be taken lightly. Who am I to sit here and tell you guys what to do? But please, if you are suffering, try not to suffer in silence. Try and speak to somebody. These COVID times have got us all questioning a load of shit. But yeah, try not to suffer in silence and speak to somebody if you can. Next we have before we go on to next, again, Dion RSWT, his socials are in the chat. If you didn't manage to catch them on the side of his piece, he's going to play us out at the end with his drum and bass set. Is pretty sick. So stick around for that. Donate if you can. If you can't, I understand. It's fine. But at least follow his socials and support that way. It costs nothing to follow somebody's socials. Little things like, if you've got a friend who's an artist or a music creator or an actor or something, the thing that costs you nothing, you might not even like their music, check it. I've got friends who make music, I'm not into their stuff, but play it and just history.
Brought to you by Musufing of Musufing Enterprise. A waragalang so, a who tell you I saw it go. At the very least, a 2,000 years strong, see we a walk pon them ya British Highland. Them find the remains of one African woman down a beachy head, East Sussex, where date back to 125 AD. A beachy head lady them call her. Them find another North African woman remains in a York, where date back to Roman times. The ivory bangle lady, them call her. And we not talk about slavery. Septimus Severus, AD 146, a Roman emperor of African descent based in York. Magistrate and military leader who helped rebuild Hadrian's Wall, which stretched 800 miles west from Newcastle, when the Roman them did rule ya so. And nobody get me start pon Scotland. Them did have one king up there, cause the Moors did strong. King Kenneth of the Picts, aka Niger Valdub, spelled D-U-B-H, were translated as the Black Man, 997 AD. Court musician from Africa, John Blank, 1511 did blow him trumpet in the court of Henry VII and Henry VIII. Yes. 1596, Queen Elizabeth sent letter to the Lord Mayor of London to give permission to deport the swelling numbers of blackamoors from this land. So, look from when them a tell we say them no want we. Poet, playwright, musician, activist, businessman who set up him shop in a Westminster. The first black man for vote in England. African born on a slave ship in 1729 and brought to England. The Honorable Ignatius Sancho threw down enough so we can pick it up. How you think Shakespeare find the character of the Moorish general in him Venetian army? Othello in 1603. Nobody make them fool you, y'all. And what about the noble Igbo man, Mr. Olaudah Equiano? Captured and kidnapped with his sister from their village in Isaka, eastern Nigeria, and sold into slavery separately, never to see each other again. From Barbados to America, purchased by a sea captain, sail round and round for 8 years, sell again to one nether ship captain in a London, who take him to Montserrat and sell him again to one nether ship captain. But like a Nancy, Equiano Connie, that was the last time he make anybody sell, buy or own him again. Even those words are an abomination. While him a work on the ship, him trade and him save, and within 3 years, him buy him own a freedom. Age 22, 11 years in a bondage done. Him take up the mantle, and people, nobody get hoodwink and Wilberforce in a no foolishness. Equiano fight for abolish slavery, the wickeder. Him write him book and tell him story pan for him terms. From St. Kitts, William Coffey, born in 1788, come to England and fight for the right of the working man and woman in the Chartist movement, till them say him a try agitate and fling out Queen Victoria. So them deport him, nearly 11,000 miles away to Tasmania. Even though the Queen later pardoned him, Coffey turned to Tasmania to fight for the people them until him died in 1870. Mary Prince, peace be upon her soul, born in Bermuda in 1788, sold, flogged, whipped, and sold again and again, including work in the salt mines of the Turks and Caicos Islands. despite her hard and cruel life at the hands of some crablouse devil. She have her own sense of tenacity. In 1826, she married a free black man in Antigua. But she wasn't recognized as free. So the damn wicked devil them take her to London, and in 1828, she ran away from them forever to the Moravian Mission House, Hatton Gardens, London, an anti-slavery house where she take her writing skills and write her book about her experience. The History of Mary Prince was published in 1831 and is the first book about the life of a black woman to be published in Britain. This book helped to lick out slavery. Oh, and born in New York, before slavery was abolished, this man came to England and worked across Europe to pursue his dream of acting. And at one point, he was one of the highest paid actors in the world. Honorable Ira Aldridge, born in 1807. He started to perform in England 1825. Born in 1805, Jamaica. Mary C. Cole, traditional nurse and healer. And long before Miss Naomi Campbell, from Jamaica, came Fanny Eaton, born in 1835. She was a famous model for many artists. John Edmonston, born in Guyana, worked in Scotland as a famous taxidermist. Yes, I could go on and on and on. I finish as I started. A waragalang so. Go find out for yourself how the thing go. Brought to you by Musufing of Musufing Enterprise.
So that was Musufing. Again, sorry, really uncomfortable and hot. Again, follow her socials, they're in the chat. Her series, Miss Perline. I understand some of you don't understand Patois, and I get it. So those of you that don't understand Patois, she was basically just explaining black British history. So in our country, they like to pretend that we've made no contribution to this country, yet we've been around for, not in numbers, but in pockets, for generations. So those are some of the black historical figures in Britain, and she's just speaking with our kind of Caribbean tongue. One of those in particular, William Cuffey, she mentioned, was one of the pioneers of the Labour Party, which is a real shame when you consider what's happened to the Labour Party at present. And it's not political night tonight, so that's all I'm going to say on it. But yeah, definitely check out Musufing. We're going to try and get her on and share some of more of her work, because she's just truly amazing. All right, so we've come to the end of the show almost. Lovely to see you in the chat, Sam. Thank you for joining us. So we've got a few things to do before we finish. So we've got to thank Darka, Mandla, Eli K, Sid Akbar Ali, Ntantu, Musufing, and RSWT will be playing us out with his drum and bass hip hop set. But before we do that, I need you to remember that the new schedule now, which we will be launching properly soon. The FTC Showcase is not happening every week anymore. It's too much. Again, week 1 will be FTC Chats, which will be information about getting into the TV and film industry in the UK, and interviews with people in the industry. We had our first episode last week, which is with Bougie Media. She's in the chat now. Follow her, Sam Frey, which was amazing. It's on our Twitch highlights and previous broadcasts. It's on YouTube. Go check it out. It's a really good interview. Week 2, which is now, will be FTC Showcase, the performance episode. Week 3, we still need a show for week 3. So if you have an idea for a show, whether it be sports, politics, whatever it is, contact us and we'll try and get you streaming. Week 4 is Tanny Maniacs, our anime podcast. If you'd like to feature on the show, if you're an artist and you want to feature on the show, or you have an idea for our name, because remember we need to change the platform name. If you have an idea for a show or any questions, just contact us on our socials. They're in the chat or here at our email address here. Stick around. We've got about 30 minutes of a sick drum and bass set. Next week is week 3, so the show that has no name, so it may just be gaming. I don't know what it is. We're calling it the surprise show for now. But I will see the rest of you guys, my regulars, for games night, which is this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We're playing The Witcher. Sakati, Lil Saf, I've learned how to play it a bit better now, so yeah, we on this thing. So games night is this weekend. Playing us out will be RSWT. Thank you all to everybody who followed tonight, to those that are watching on catch up, and Lil Saf saying can't wait. Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm better than I was the other day. Playing us out is RSWT. Good night and God bless.